Someone say pivot and pivots.
We are going to.
What else do we cover in our last class? Splitting and advanced splitting. Thank you. That's two. That's two. That's two. I think you cover more than that. Goodbye. Thank you. Three. Thank you, Lucy. So, adding column. Thank you, Victoria. You guys are actually following M code. Wow. What's this M code? Do you get M code? I think so. Wow. That's awesome. So you guys are actually following. So today we were not able to cover most of our agenda last week. So remaining two that I want to show you guys before we move on, which is what's it called? Which is merging in our data transformation, which is merging and appending queries. Merging and appending queries. So before we move on to our next agenda today, which is data modeling, we're going into what we call merging and appending queries. So what is merging and appending queries? We get into that now. As you all know, in our, what's it called? In layman English, merging means join together, and appending means combining together. That's what it just means. So where do we have merging? Where do we have appending? We'll be discussing that now and how we can approach that. So after that, we now move into what we call data modeling and how we can now prepare. So before we now move into that data modeling, this is where organizing queries and duplicate now comes before we that. So we already covered 4 of our agenda for the last one, remaining 2, which is what we will do before we now move into what we call after we finish our data modeling overview. So for this now, to merge, we open our Power BI, our last file that we have. Open our last file that we have in Power BI. You can't see my screen. Please check your network. My screen is dark. Okay, let me stop sharing and reshare. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? Thank you. Thank you. So, still waiting for my moderators. So, in our last class, we covered this, and now we're moving into merging and appending queries. So, in merging and appending queries, when you have different data, you come in there, let me bring in data so you explain what the scenario where you can merge and where you can append. So let's bring in data in zero book. And I'll come into Power BI Masterclass. Data, this data transformation, merging and appending. Okay. So For merging, I want to bring in everything here. I want to bring in this transaction and bring orders. Okay. Yeah. So where appending and merging come into our scenario when you need to prepare your data for analysis is this. So for this order data, we are merging these two tables together, these two queries. So these orders contains every orders for a product here. You see the order ID, customer ID, employee ID. And in these orders, there is no other information there, like the price of the order, which is the order details here, the quantity, the discount, and it's not there, which should be in the orders tables here. So let's say you now have your price in another table, and for your analysis, to prepare your analysis, both these two, your orders information should be in your orders table. So what you need to do is to now merge these two tables together to bring in these three information that you needed. That's what you need to bring into your orders detail, because this order ID and product ID is in your orders table. Order ID and product ID. Think. Yeah, orders ID and products. Okay. Products is down, but order ID is there. So one thing you need to note when merging is that there should be a column in both tables that are related, that have the same match, that match together before you merge. So that are the thing you need to put into your, as in you need to put in, as in you need to note that it is important. For you to merge two tables together, there should be a column that will match other column. And that column should have the same data type with other column. If you look at our orders data now, you will find orders ID having a data type of O number. And if you come to tables order here that we want to merge, you will find other IDs too, containing what? Same data type. So there should be a matching column that will match, that will merge, that will be in both column. A matching column with same data type that will be in both column, so you can be able to merge them together. So for us to merge now, we come to our home tab, we come to our tables of orders here, because this is what we want to merge to. We want to merge to this table. So you come to your home tab and you click on merge query here. In this merge query, there are two options there. You will see merge query and merge queries are named. Merge queries means you want to merge to this query. But merge query as new means you want to pick this table and merge another query with it to form a new table, which is a new queries. But what we'll be doing here is merge queries as name. So understand what I mean. When I click on merge query as new, you will find a table here because I click on this table, I'm merging from this table. It will ask me that, okay, you know what? Pick another table that you want to merge with. You can see all the queries there will be provided there. So I will say, okay, I want to merge with tables of orders detail. Yeah, this is what I want to merge with. And you see what it's telling me here, okay? Don't forget, for you to merge two tables together, there should be matching column with same data type. So before you merge them. So I'll merge these two tables by order ID. You can see select the same number of columns from both visible tables to continue. I'll pick this number too. So you see what this thing is telling me now is that, do you get this now? Pick this, look at this table. You look at from this left side and the other side, it's telling me that, okay, you know what? The selection that I pick is matches the first table. So before we merge, we have this selection. You see this join kind. This is what join option, which is merging option that we have type of merge. There are 7 type of merge, like 6 type of merge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what this is telling us, so what this left outer is telling us, I'll be explaining this now, is left outer means you should look from this first table, which is first table here. You should, this second table, you should only look at anything that matches from this first table in second table. That's only what it will match. So assuming there are 1,000 rows in this second table now, and there are 809 rows in this second table. It means it will only look for 809 in this second table that matches 809 in this first table. We are coming there. That is one. That is left outer. Because there are 809 tables in the first table, and there are multiple tables in the second table, but it only match what's in the first table. As you see here, the selection matches 809 of 809 rows in the first table. If I change this to right outer now, we will see another thing there. What this is telling me that, okay, you look at the first table, the second table contains 2,105. But the first table contains 2,802, which means that is the only thing you can find that matches each other. You can only find 2,802 from this first table that matches 2,802 out of 2,155 from this second table. That is for right outer. Right outer means look at the first table and tell me what matches in the second table. So if I say, okay, you know what? I don't want white outer, I want full outer. Full outer means whether they match or they should not match, it should make them together. So you can see 809 in the first table, which is correct, and 2082 in the second table, which is correct, which is for the second row. So it means merge both of them together, whether they match it in the first or they don't match it, so merge all of them together. That was full outer does. Inner is telling us that, okay, this inner is telling us that, okay, it should only merge. You should only merge only matches rows only. Whether it is right or not, only the one that is matched is what you should only merge with. That's what inner is telling us. Only matching rows. And we have left anti. What the left anti tell us? Left anti tell us that, okay, you know what? You should only look at the one that match and return the one that doesn't match. That's what left anti tells us. And we have right anti. Look at the one that match and give us the one that doesn't match from the right. So let's start from left anti. I will now explain one by one. So left outer, I will say, okay, you know what? Okay for this now, and I will name this as left join. So for this left join now, if you look at everything here, you will only find matching rows for this next one here. You see tables order here. This is the new column that is formed for merging. Don't forget, what do I need for the merging? I only want this 3 column, which is unit price, quantity, and discount, which I want to bring to the others detail. So in this expansion here, we have 2 types of expansion. We have expand, we have aggregate. And we have used original name as prefix. What this is telling us that, okay, you know what? If I pick these 3 that I want, and I say use original name as column prefix, it will show me the name of the table, this table name, and add this one at the end. If I click on OK now, you will find you can see table of orders dot unit price, table of orders dot other ones too here. So if I want to change that, I will just come here. I don't want this use column name as prefix. So I will cancel and I will say, you know what you will do? I don't want the column name as prefix, and I will pick only the one I want, unit price. So you see, when I bring this in now, you will find all this information on unit price and quantity and discounts. And if I count the rows, how many rows do we have? You will have 2,082. Can we find out now? You know, it's showing us the 802 or 809 when we are merging together. Because the reason. Hello, can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen now? I think Thank you. So what this 2092 is telling us is that, okay, you know what? Before I expand, it is 809. If I count before I expand, though, let me come in before I expand. If I count the rows, we have 809. You can see, which is correct. But after I expand, it's giving me what? 2082. It means before I expand, there are 809 rows, which matches. But when I expand these things, you can find this one in multiple of them. Like, okay, for one person now, he have a purchase order, he make another 3 times for that fucking time. As in that person make orders for that time. So the next one, he make orders like 3 times for that date. So which you'll be understanding later for this. So this is for left join. So what right join will tell us is this. If I go back down, I go back to orders here. And I say, you know what? Merge query as new for me. And look at orders. Okay, I want orders details. So I want right outers to merge them together. I click on orders and orders details. So when I click on this now, you will see 2082, which is the correct one after I expanded. After I expanded for that one, which is the correct one, it means for everything here now, it is looking it in the multiple ways of this one. So it means for this one now, it contain, you see 1248 here. You can find it 2 times here, which is the multiple. There are multiple of it, not even 2. You can find it 3 times here. But for the other one left join, for this one, you can find it 1 times until we expand. So for this one, now we say, okay, you see, it is remaining 1, 2, something. It is not complete. If I click on OK for this next one now, it will create a new column here. Now we name it to Y join. So for Y join now, and we have this, I will come here and expand. So if I expand this, I want unique price. Okay. So you see this now? And if I come down to my bottom rows, you know, we have 2082 here. But if you do the total count of this one now, we will have 2105, which is the correct one we see in our image. You see that now? But when we make them together, you can only find 2082 matching rows. Don't forget, matching. Only the one that is match is what will return. So for all these ones that doesn't match now, what happened to them? Let's see what happened to them. Let's go down. I don't know what's wrong with this here. Okay, we don't have commas, all right. So you're showing 2000. Let me scroll down to see what happens to other rules that doesn't match. This going to 2000. Still loading. Yeah. What do you notice there? We find what? We find nulls because it cannot. This one doesn't match in the right join. You see, it is available here in our other table, but you cannot find it in our what? Second table. That's why you return null. So there will be many of them like that. So can you see the null? So it means, and you see other remaining one that give us 2115. So it means it will only return the matching rows from this first table that see in second table. So that's right joining. If it doesn't see them in the right table, like the second table for Y join, it will return them as null. That's what Y join does. But left join, it means it will only look for the matching rows in the second rows, like the second table that matches first table and return it. But Y join, it will look for the matching rows in first table that matches second table. Anyone that doesn't match second table will return as what? As null. So let's go to the third type of join, which is what we have here. So the third one we are talking about is what's it called? Is the less join, which is full outer join. So we already know what full outer join is will give us. It means whether they match or they don't match, it will match it will show the one that is match and the one that doesn't match. You will join them together. So we have like over millions of rows if you merge this together. So let's say full outer joins. You can see all rows from both. And we click on OK. And we have this full outer join. Full outer join. So once I make this now and I do a count, let me do a count first to see how many rows that we have. You see 8, 10. So when I expand this now, I expand the column that I merged together, it will bring out everything there. And when I do the count now, we have like millions of rows because it will show, okay, 215 because that's the rows. 2115, which is same thing as by join. You see, you will see null there. When we click on this, we will find null. Let me load more. You can see that now. So null means whether they match or they don't match. You can see them now from here now. And from the one that we merge from, you will find the values there. Because these values there cannot, it doesn't match from the first table that we are merging from. But it's available in the second table. So it's a merge all of them together. That is for full outer. So the next one we are having in our join is what? Is table order detail is inner join. Inner join will only match what? Only the row that match only. Only the rows that match. So once I create this now and I say inner join, I say inner join, it will only match the rows that matches only. And I come here, we'll only find the matching rows. Who will tell me the answer for this now? Who can tell me the answer that we have if you count these rows? Who can tell me the answer if you count the rows? Who can tell me the answer if you count the rows for inner join? Nobody. Are you guys there? Whatever the total rows of the. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Any other person? That's actually the correct answer. Whatever the total goes in the first column will give us. Thank you. Is what the inner join will give us. Thank you so much. So we count this now. We'll have 2082, which is the accurate answer. So it means whatever the first tools that we're merging from contains, that's what the inner goes will give us, inner join. So, and before we move on to append, then I'll go into the next one, which is, I think is what? Which is left anti. You see left anti and right anti, just opposite of left outer here. So it means when we merge this together, it should give us the one that matches and return the one that doesn't match. Like anything that matches, you know, return it. anyone that doesn't match is what you should return. You can see because it matches 809. That's why you have no value here. So you should return the one that doesn't match. That's what's left by us. If I expand this now, I think you should have no. You see, because it doesn't match right from before we expand. So it doesn't necessarily expand because it doesn't give us it give us empty value before. Because you tell him that okay, look at this table. Anyone that is matched, don't return it. The one that doesn't match is what you return, which is 0. So if I come from right outer, like right hand side, we have many null value. This is left hand side. So if I come from right hand side, if I come from right hand side, and I say, you know what? Merge right hand side. I click on OK. So you can see it can only give us null value, only one that doesn't what. You look for the one that matches and the one that doesn't matches, and it give us null value. If I expand this now, let's see what it will give us. I think it will give us plenty, a little null here. You can see give us plenty null. That's what's right hand. It does opposite of what? Opposite of left hand. So that's what's right hand as well. And that's everything about merging in Power BI. So one effective I can put for you as bonus is what we call fuzzy join. Is what we call what? Is what we call fuzzy merge. Is what we call fuzzy merge. You see this fuzzy mashing? It means when you are mashing let's say you are mashing a text column now, and some text contain VNet. Let's say apple and let's say you're having a list of apples now, and some people spell it as capital, some people spell it as it doesn't spell the apple correct. They spell it APPL, some people spell it APPEL. So you have some missing misspelled column like that, or some column that are having capitalization, like sentence case stuff like that. So fuzzy merge will automatically dictate, like autocorrect, or what's it called it in. So it will automatically look as in dictate those things as what's it called as incorrect spelling and correct them in their merging. And they have option here. You can see ignore cases, match combining stuff like that. So when I think I wrote some articles about this, so I'll put it in the resources tomorrow when you want to get it, so you can understand much about that fuzzy merge and other stuff there. And that's all about merging queries. And the next one we have is appending. So for this appending, we are merging these 3 columns together. Let's say you are working for Onoja's retail store now, and you as their BI analyst, they want you to provide the first quarter reports of their last year's sales. And you're given this data here, January, March, and February. So you cannot analyze this data one by one. Okay, you do January first, you now do February first, you now do March first. It will not communicate the insight that you need for, because you will not see the quarter, you will not see the trend across the week, across the months. Like, okay, in the first month, this is what we do in the second month. So for you to do this kind of stuff, that's when you have what we call appending, which is combining data together. Is everybody experiencing screen slowing? React if everybody here is experiencing screen slowing. So there you are experiencing, okay. Everybody, I'm not getting this anymore, okay. Okay, can you guys give me, hold on for some, like a minute? Let me see my network. Okay, some people are in the lobby. Okay. Yeah, can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Yeah, thank you. So let's see how the screen goes now. So, and for you to do that, for you to make these cells, is appending combining these three tools to get the insightful analysis that you want. So for us to do that, same as we do mesh query, you come to append query. So to append query, I can come to select append my query from these January transactions. And I'll say, you know what, append query as new for me. I want a new query. And in this append query, we have two things here. Like if you are appending only one table to your existing table that you are appending from, you are combining from, you see this. But if you are appending, like combining more than one table, you have these three or more. So you can see, you will bring all the table that you have in all the queries you have in your Power Query. So I will say, you know what? Look for February sales from the February transaction and add it to this table here. And look for March transaction and add it to this table here. So one thing you should understand when appending queries is this. The column of what you're appending should be the same. Like this data type must be the same, number one. And the column must be as a must match. You know, we have almost like 6 columns here now. We have 6 columns. So any column that it is more than another table, it will return as null. If you're having like, okay, from these 3 tables now, there are 6 columns there. So if you're having like 7 columns in one table, the other column that is the last one will return null when you merge them. But if you're having error when appending, when combining rather, when appending, it means one of your column type, one of your data type in your column doesn't match other data column type. That's when you have error in your combining, which is appending. But everything here is same thing as same column. So when I click on OK, you will have a new append here, you see, it has combined these 3 data here as what? As one data. So if I show this now, okay, you know what? Let me see how many months I have, load more. You will see the 3 here, which is what? February, January, and March. So it has combined all of that data into what? Into one data. That's what appending does. So it means when you are doing a year annual report and you're given by month, by month, by month, by month, January, February, March, April, June. So for you to now do the analysis of that, you need to, what's it called? You need to append them. And sometimes it might be different data from different source, different file format, different shape formats, where you have this on pivots and pivot that we covered the last time. When you unpivot it, turn it into a long structure of data, you can append it to the other ones, and you do all those. That's what appending does for us. So that's all about merging and appending. And now we need to move into our data modeling. Okay, someone say he doesn't have the column bar chart that we have here. So the reason you don't have the column bar chart is, you know what you'll do? Go to your view ribbon here, and check on column quality and column distribution. Check on the two, and you will have it. So that's that for that. So that's what we need to cover before we now move into what we call data modeling. So in the next 5 minutes to 10 minutes, let our question comes in before we move on. So if you have question, kindly put up your hand or you can put it in the chat. I will look through that before we move on. So Taiwo has a question. I've given you mic. Okay, the next person is Oyedeji. Top person is. So Taiwo, you can go on now. Hello, Taiwo is not there. Oyedeji, are you there? You can go on then. Are you guys there? Can you go on Otepo Olakemi or what's her name? The top person.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for the class. First, I just want to ask if, okay, when you were explaining, I was the one that asked about the bar chart on the column. I couldn't get that. I didn't see your screen. Something is, the interface of the Teams is blocking it, so I couldn't see how you explained. Then secondly, do you have a personal link that someone can access you with? Maybe in the future, we need your advice or something on anything. Want to ask questions? Is there a link that we can get across to you?
Yeah. Firstly, have you be able to, can you see my screen right from here now? Like
The
what
interface of the Teams is still blocking your screen.
can you see it now?
No, it's still there. The Teams is still there.
Yeah, I think people know what's wrong with. Can you see it now?
You are still moving okay, yes, it's clear now.
So you will come to your view tab here.
Okay.
You come to your view ribbon and you will see column quality and column distribution. So you click on both one, you check it, and you will see all those things there. So that's number one. Number two, anytime you want to have access to me, my social page is available, whether on Twitter or LinkedIn. You can send me a DM there. So you get access to me there.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So any other person before we move on? I'm seeing some questions in the DM. The deadline for the quiz. The deadline for the quiz is on Sunday. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Sunday, 11 p.m. So someone is raising hand. Nkechi, okay.
Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, loud and clear.
First of all, I came in late, so it's my issues. But I want to ask, how did you get all this other? Because the last time we stopped at advanced splitting. So I don't know how you got all these other tables you're working with right now.
Okay.
And
this is what
I don't understand. Probably when I watch the record, I will understand it, but I want to know how you got all this.
Yeah, everything here is in the students' resources as being shared. So once you go through the record, you follow through how you're able to get this. That's something.
Okay,
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thank you.
So where else? Before we move on, we still have like a question to go in the chat. So I think we don't have any question concerning merging and appending then. Someone said merging, yeah, is it like the one in SQL? Yes, merging is joins in SQL if you are from SQL background. So merging is joined in SQL. So and if you are from what's it called? If you are from Python background, like Python please, merging is what we call concatenate in Python. So like your pandas, it's all called concatenate. So and then appending is union. You have in SQL, we have union hold, we have Chiamaka Okeke query folding. This is kind of advanced, and if you are coming to Data First Africa, this is my topic that I submitted for my session. So you can, maybe later, maybe you can put a chat to me on Twitter or LinkedIn. I will explain what query folding is for you. But if you are coming to Data First Africa, make sure you don't miss my session. This is what I'll be tweeting about query folding. So it's advanced beyond what you are tweeting here. Hope I answer your question, Chiamaka. Thank you. So we can move on now to our today's agenda. So let's close and apply for today. So for today, we are treating what we call data modeling. We are treating what we call data modeling, which is data modeling overview. So who can tell me what you understand about data modeling before we move on? What do you understand by data modeling? When you hear data modeling, what do you understand about it? Have you heard of it before? Is it new to you? I know it's not new. So what is data modeling? Or what do you know about, as in, what can you say about data modeling when you hear it? Anybody? Relationship. Okay. Awesome. One. Relationship. Building relationship between table, twin and test model for prediction. Who is this? Jessica, thank you so much. Build and test relationship, creating relationship between two or more tables. Machine learning. Wow. People here are bars. I've seen two people here that will teach me machine learning. Messi and Jessica. Jessica is teaching me machine learning. I think Jessica is a machine learning engineer. So I've seen people that will teach me machine learning here. Wow. Creating relationship. Yeah. You know, data modeling in different fields have different meaning. And automation developer. Jessica, big small. You go teach me this thing. No, not. Connecting tables together. Wow. Jessica, automation developer. You teach me. Okay. You teach me what's it called? You teach me what's it called? You teach me machine learning and this stuff. So in general, in Power BI, data modeling is building relationship. Generally in Power BI. So, but in different aspects, what's it called? In like for data science, for machine learning, is creating what's it called? Building a machine learning model, like a statistical and automation things to predict, as what is being said here, train and test model for prediction. I was once a machine learning person before I delved into Power BI. So actually, I still do some of Python once in a while. So data modeling is building relationship, and we'll be explaining much of data modeling today. Without relationship in Power BI, okay, we have all this data now. Let's say we bring all the data that we have here into our Power BI now. How are they connected? How are we bringing them together? Let's see what is connected in this place. So for this data that we bring here, everything we load here now, our analysis can't be complete. Okay, there are some more that are connected here. So you see all these ones that is connected are what we call data modeling. So these are model view, as we explain our Power BI interface in our first class, or second class rather. So we have the report view, we have the data view, and we have the model view. So you see all this line here that you see here are what we call connection, which is it is the line connecting tables together. Let's say, for example, now you have you have two places. Okay, let's say you are at a coast. Okay, let me pick Lagos, for example. We have what we call Kata Bridge. Kata Bridge is between island and mainland in Lagos. So what connects them together for you to move from island to mainland is those bridges. We have Third Mainland Bridge, we have Kata Bridge, and other bridges like that. So what connects those places together is the bridge. Even when you're on your, what's it called, you're traveling through your airways, what connects you from what's it called, that will take you from Nigeria to London is there should be a relationship there, which is your airplane that will fly you there. Or if it is boat you want to take, it will take you across the water. And if it is bus you want to take, it will take you across the land, passing through the borders and everything. So that's what data modeling does in Power BI. So before we now come into the demo of data modeling is another step, which is the fourth stage in. My screen is lagging. I will need to stop this recording and let me see how I can continue. You guys hold on a minute then, because this is getting out of hand. Can you? How is it now? Hello? Are you guys there? Okay. So please let me know if it is lagging. Is it moving fine now? Is it moving fine now? No again. Got this now. Let's see. Let's continue from here. So for data modeling, let's see what you have for data modeling. Okay. So what is data modeling? So, are you guys seeing my screen? Before I move on. Yeah, thank you. So let me move on from here. Module 4. Yeah, we're in module 4. So data modeling is a collection of tables with relationship, which enables your business user to easily understand and explore their data to get business insights. For everything you want to do in Power BI, if you remember here, we have the fourth process of our Power BI roadmap is what? The third process is what? Model building. You see, we just finished our second roadmap here, which is model building. So for every time you want to kickstart your Power BI projects or developments, if you have issue with your data extraction, you will not be able to clean well. So anytime there is issue here, you will have issue here. So anytime there is issue here, your model will be rubbish. And every time you build a report and your model is rubbish, everything that you are building your report is inaccurate and is zero. And don't forget, everything is like a ladder, they rest on each other. Everything you want to do in Power BI rest on each other. So if your model is bad, your DAX is rubbish. It will be giving you headache every time. If your model is bad, you'll be having headache with DAX. And if your DAX is not well, if your DAX is zero, your storytelling will be giving off targets. So, and this is where it stop. But you see all this one, you see this deployment, it still come back to DAX and data modeling. For this deployment, it come back to DAX and data modeling. So this crucial page, this 2 pages is the hardest of Power BI development. These 2 crucial pages, data modeling and DAX, that is the hardest part of Power BI development. So let's pick one now we'll call the first one which is data modeling. So data modeling is collection of building relationship which enables business data to understand and explore their data to get business insights. So for this now, why do we need a data model? Why do we need it? You might say, okay, now let's see, we already clean data, we can go to analysis. Yeah, before you go to analysis, you need to build a model so you can have accurate analysis. The first reason you need a data model is it simplifies your data analysis. And we'll be picking more of scenario as we're moving on, how you understand why data model is important. Let's say, okay, I earned 10,000 today. Okay. You as an analyst now, you might say, okay, you know what? How did I earn the 10,000 for today? What do the 10,000? Those questions are generate through data model. So if you don't have a data model, you can be able to have your 5W, 4W and H. I think 4W and H. Those questions. So it's data model simplify data analysis. What it still gives you is enables relational data analysis. What do you mean by enable relational data analysis? We have what we call relational database management, right? RDBMS, which is when you're bringing data from different sources, which is connecting data. It will help you to build relationship, even though they are not from the same sources. You can be able to build relationship between those sources to get the actual analysis that you want. Data model brings you, it gives you those what's it called? It gives you those opportunity. So the third one is it improves the performance of your report. How your reports refresh, how your reports load faster. It improves the performance. And the next thing it gives you is it supports advanced calculation. There are some things that you want to calculate that is beyond what you can do in your Power Query. Data modeling does that for you. You can be able to create a DAX, your customized DAX that you can do. You want to do some advanced calculation, financial modeling, stuff like that. It will help you. And the next one is it's enhanced data visualization. Data modeling makes your visualization very better. You know, I explained the roadmap. So they are like, they fall back to each other. If one is lagging, the others won't be able to work well. So that's what data modeling is. So in data model, there are 2 things that is important in data model. The first one is called fact table, and the second one is called dimensional table. So what fact table is? What is fact table? Yeah. So a fact table contains the numerical information about business process or items to be aggregated. A fact table means anything that is called fact table means everything that we want to do your calculation on or that contain numbers will be in fact table. For example, sales amount, you're having a sales data. The amount, the cost, the unit, this transaction, it will be in your what? In your fact tables, the dates, the orders ID, stuff like that. It will be in your what? In your fact table. Because it provides you to be able to aggregate to do your calculation that you need. Every calculation that you need, for your analysis will be your fact table, which is the aggregation of total. These are examples. So the usage of fact table, you cannot be able to use it. It is limited if there is no context. What do you mean by context? A dimensional table. So if there is no dimensional table, your fact table is useless. As in, I say useless. It is not fully useful. It will not give you the full power that you need for analysis. So context means is provided by dimension that slides the data. So if you are saying, okay, you have all this total amount, they call the transactions that made, the purchase that has been ordered. So how do you know that, okay, where do we make more orders? Who are the people that buy these orders? Where are the people that buy these orders purchasing from? So those are the context. Dimension will provide you for all those contexts that you need for fact table, which is the numerical information. So without fact table, there is no what? There is no aggregation. So put that in your mind that, okay, in your data model, there are two tables that you need to create, which is fact table and what? And dimension table. So without your fact table, there is no aggregation. You can't be able to see the actual numbers that you need for analysis. So this image here by your right hand explain what it is. J1 is my employee that I employed to do analysis for me. At the end of the day, they'll tell me that, okay, in my supermarket that I have here, he sold 7. He sold 7. And I'll say, wait, wow, we make a sales today. What 7 do you sell? What exactly? When? Where? To whom people? Now go back like, wow, so I didn't have a good data model because he cannot be able to give me the context of what he sell, what he sold rather. So I think we get that. That's when now dimensional table now comes in. This is where dimensional tables comes in. So now we call dimension tables. Dimension tables contain only the descriptive information that defines how a fact should roll up. So how your fact table should be able to be present, like to be aggregated, to be able to give context, is what dimensional table provides you for. For example, your dates, your months, your customer, your geography, products, payment type for each of the products are the description of those information. So we can say, you know what, okay, which month do we make more sales? Which month do we make more orders? Because from here now, we can be able to slice to each of those aggregations that we have in our fact table. Without dimensions, there is no context. And also, dimension table also called lookup tables on steroids sometimes. This is what dimension tables comes. This is a diagram of a fact table and dimension table. So a fact table will be at the middle and we have dimension table as top. For move on, let's go on. So this is now an illustration of how fact table and dimensional table works. So this diagram here is a fact table and dimension table created. So this data here in there is like a sales data. We have stock, we have invoice lines and other stuff here. So the fact table here is the one at the middle here. So it contains all this numerical information that I want to aggregate. You can see labor cost, line item, invoice date, stuff like that. And the dimension table are the one that is connected to them. So when you're having this, things you should put into practice, a quote by Ralph Kimball. He said, dimensions provide the who, what, where, when, why, and how context surrounding a business process event. So if your data modeling is not providing this 5W and H question, it means you have wrong analysis. If your data modeling is not providing what? The 5W and H are context surrounding a business process, your data modeling is wrong. So when you're creating your data model, you should be able to do that. And we'll be doing that in your model when you have a demo to provide. So now we already know that, okay, data modeling is creating a relationship. Before you come to relationship, you already know the importance of fact table and dimension table and why you need data model. So now, how can we now create a relationship between tables? So this is it. we have what we call different type of relationship. Relationship in normal lead time is connection between two tables using a column from each of those tables that matches same data type and same column that matches when you want to connect them. It's usually between a fact table and dimensional table, or dimension and dimension. Anytime you want to create a relationship in your data model, it's either between these two. Between what? The fact and dimension, or dimension and dimension. Without relationship, there is no slicing. Put that in your mind. If you know create a relationship, you cannot know the 5W, you cannot have your 5W and H if you don't have a relationship between. And the type of relationship that we have, there are three types of relationship in Power BI in data modeling, which is Power BI. We have one-to-many relationship, and we have one-to-one relationship, and we have many-to-many relationship. So for one-to-one relationship, one-to-many rather is, let me put this in, let me use marriage as an example. One-to-many relationship means polygamous marriage, like one man is married to plenty of wives. That is one-to-many. So it means for a record in your data, it means one record in that data can contain multiple records in another table, which is in your dimension now. For one person here, let's say we have a sales data. I can purchase one product from Amazon on the same day. Like I will buy, me as a customer can buy multiple products on Amazon at that same day. Or I can order multiple products at the same time. So that is one-to-many. One-to-one means, okay, as I'm here now, only one person can join this call. Like if you have only one account that you register with, you can only join this call. Any other accounts any other Gmail account or anything that you register with cannot join. Like you cannot join this call twice with that same account. That is one-to-one. It means it is unique. Only one thing that is assigned can only join, which is a marriage called monogamy. It means one-to-one. One person and one person can only marry. They cannot have any other person married again. So many-to-many, someone called this for me. I forgot what that person called it for me when I was telling someone. He said it's a kind of relationship in US, like a couple they have a party and other couple, like a wife can have multiple boyfriends or something of their own, and husband can have multiple girlfriends too, but they are married. So many-to-many means for one person now, if you register with one account here, you can join. Let me see let me put what it is in the sales order. Let me put what it is in sales order. Can someone help me out for many-to-many? Open marriage. Okay. My moderator today are not available. So open marriage for many-to-many, right? Abutu. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Thank you. Is my screen moving fast now? So I said, can someone help me out for many-to-many relationship in different scenario? So let's move on from there. So, and this is what relationship is. Now, let us come into relationship types. There are different types of relationship in Power BI. I just explained now. One-to-one, it means every individual record in data set A mapped to individual B. It means they are unique. Only one person, only one customer here can only make one order here. So one-to-many means one person can purchase multiple things. You can see from this illustration. And multiple record means many people here can purchase many things. So multiple records are mapped to multiple record data. So you get to understand when we start our demo. So the next one we have is different type of data model. So we have three types of normal data model. So you see this flat file is the normal data that you have right from time. So the three is this: normalized form, a star schema, and a snowflake schema. So a star schema is the accurate one that is generally acceptable for data modeling in Power BI, which is this. Everything you see here is what we call a star schema. It means there will only be a fact table and a dimensional table connected to them. So now let's move into back to this. You can see one fact table and dimension today. That's the star schema. A normalized form is just normal data that is automatically connected, yes, but not arranged. So like all this one that we have in our, like all this one that we have here, these are normalized data because we have not built the relationship for them yet. They just connected automatically. That's what Power BI does. This is like a normalized data, but not actually useful yet until we build the relationship that is actually accurate for them. So, and after that, we have a star schema. A star schema is when we now build what we actually need for our analysis. We come in there. And a snowflake. A snowflake means a dimension having another word, having another dimension. It's like a star schema, but it will have another dimension inside. That is what a snowflake is. And that's what type of data model. So what are the benefits of this data model and what we have? So for flat table, the performance is very low. Like normal one, you haven't even connected together. It's not even do. So the one that is actually that will do that will do for our data modeling every time that you even come across, whether you are in business or you are doing anything, that will always come across is star schema. And we are now doing advanced stuff. You go into snowflakes. So normalized one that I just showed now is medium, high volume, and CRM, all those things. These are the benefits. And you can see the benefits here. You can go through them. So, and that's all for data modeling. Before we now move on. So, let's our question comes in for data modeling. Wow, what the benefits? Who is this? Emmanuel? For the benefits. Yeah. I think that's something like that. For the benefits. One to many, many to many. Thank you, Jessica. So that's our question comes in. That's where we stop for data modeling today, because if we start our data modeling demo now, it will take time. We won't be able to cover it for our next class. So we start on Friday, we go into demo, how to prepare your data for data modeling, how to do the connection, all of the stuff like that. So let our question comes in from here before we move on. If you have questions, please let's raise our hand in the lobby. Put up your hand. If you want to chat, put it on the chat, and we move on from there. We can question. Must you always use data model? What is data model? There is no Olushoyi, there is no analysis without the main reason for you doing analysis is for you to be able to show the facts, which is the number. So there is no data without number. And so some data without number are like survey data that you won't have. So for survey data, you can generate data, which is when we get to that, you understand more of that. You can create, okay, how many number of survey do we have? Which number you can have do your, you can even create dimension for that. Okay, how many number of data do we have? What are the number of male? What are the number of females? Assuming you don't have data that don't have numerical. So you can do that with your DAX, and that's how you build data modeling for it. You will not have numerical information like a survey data now, right? So you won't have numerical information mostly, but you can generate numerical information from those number, and you'll be able to create that. That you can create dimension from your facts and dimension for survey data too. So I think I'm working on something like that recently, and I put it out maybe when I'm done. So does that answer your question? Okay, you said okay. So let's see people in the lobby. We only have 2 people here. Any other person don't have a question? If you have a question about data modeling, this is the important part of data modeling. So Solia, you can go on.
Hi Mubarak, thanks for today's session again. It's really insightful. So I just wanted to chip in for you mentioned something on data normalization.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I just wanted to just add a little thing that data normalization is not like from what I understand. I just want to be sure if it's different from that of Power BI. So what I understand data normalization is that it builds up the data whereby there won't be repetition in the data to avoid anomalies. Like there won't be like, oh, Joe Briggs, there's duplication or something, or replica of a data of a row in the same table. So there's from what I now know is we have 1NF, 2NF, and 3NF. Is there something like that in Power BI, or normalization is just automatic? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you said,
Okay.
and
So I just
in
want to be sure if Power BI does maybe all of those, maybe 1NF by itself.
one MS, 2 MS, so
Yeah, that's what I just want to get.
yeah, actually, I will get back to you on that because I haven't where those 1 MS and 2 MS you actually mentioned now come from is from SQL, right? When doing much of database.
So yeah,
But
let me
in
just
Power
yeah, database kind of thing. More
in
like
Power BI, I
database.
haven't. So I have, but in Power BI, I haven't come across that. But I can make research and reach out to expert on that. So I'll get back to you maybe in next class, or I'll put it in the email maybe tomorrow.
Thank you. I'll also
So
make a I just wanted to be sure, but thank you so much. I'll find out on NF in Power BI. Thank you so much once again. I really appreciate it.
you're welcome.
All right.
So the next person, Oyedeji. Oyedeji. Are you there? Oyedeji, are you there?
Yeah, it's because you just don't talk to this girl on that selecting because she not really understand this.
Solia, you have a question? I've unmuted you, Oyedeji.
No, I've already. Okay, let me drop my hand then.
Oyedeji, I've unmuted you. Okay. You can go on. You can go on. Your mic is blocked. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. And if you can't speak, you can type your question here so we go to it. Any other person have any other question? Like apart from today's class, like previous class you have done? Okay, someone put it here. I want to ask if Power BI has some kind of features for some kind of geospatial and map stuff, like just like that big. Yeah, Power BI have. Who is this? So FNL use something. Power BI have features that for geospatial. When we get to visualization, I will show you what it is. So we have Power BI have different like 3 type of map visual, like I think 3 or 4 now with the upgrade. So there's Azure Map, there is ArcGIS, like is it ArcGIS or ArcGIS? There's ArcGIS map visual, there is shape map. Shape map is when you have your own personal map, like not map that's available in Power BI. Like you have your external map, you can bring it into Power BI and do your geospatial analysis. Yeah, ArcGIS, yes, thank you. So someone is raising hand there. IAUTAS. So you can go on. I've given you mic. So Power BI have those features too. Let me go to the chart again. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
All right. I wanted to find out, not totally related to what just taught right now. When you finished teaching, I wanted to ask, when you have a data set that maybe you get from an open source, how do you coin out the fact table to get that relationship between other data in other columns to make your work stand out?
I didn't get your question well, please.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Hello, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I said when you get a raw data set, how or which way is the perfect way to get out your fact table that can help link out every other stuff in other columns to make your work stand out?
Due to the question, we'll come into it on Friday, which is much of showing what you just explained now. So we could have started today because I think we still have 30 minutes. But if you start within that 30 minutes, you won't be able to even cover 20% of what you need, what you have for data modeling in our day. Your question will be answered through the demo, and if you now if you are not satisfied with it, you can now go much into it because there will be much of practical things to put our hands into then. So we can go to the case study together and the scenario together. Is that okay?
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Yanulu, you can speak now.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for this section. So my question is about star schema. So like what of in situations whereby we have about like 2 fact table and then parameter we have like about 9 tables, for instance, and then there is about 2 fact tables. So is it also a star schema? Like when connecting the relationship, is it also star schema too?
Yes, even when you're having three fact table, 4 fact table, it's a star schema, it's still star schema. You're having more than 1 dimension table. Like, okay, you're having 2 dimension table connected together or 3 dimension table connected together. That is now called snowflakes.
All right, thank you.
So any other question? Any other question? Oyedeji, you have a question? I'm giving you mic. You can speak now.
Hello, Mr. Mba. Thank you for this class. Like, I really appreciate. God bless you so much.
Amen.
Please, my question is that, for example, is it audio data set like we create modeling for? Because I got some data set from Yahoo, all these that are stock stuff. So the only relationship I make is the date. Does that matter or it does not matter? Is it matter that we must make relationship for audio data sets? That is my question.
All the answer, like all your question will be answered when we get into the technical parts. I just need to show how data modeling, to understand the concept of data modeling and why it is important. So on Friday, we got into the technical parts, much of everything you will see, because we are tackling a scenario there, and everybody here will put our heads together to solve that. So we see how much we put into much of analysis. So that's it. We see you on Friday.
Okay, thank you very much.
So if you have any question regarding our last class or you are facing any issue, you can put it down here. So we go through it in next 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, in next 5 minutes before we close. And if there is not.
Oh, sorry,
anything-
Mr. Umba. Please,
Yeah.
I missed last class. Like the on team, you can only join 3 times. The last class I log in, like it bounced me back. so I could not join back. So is there any other stuff we can do in case we finish using the 3 login?
For per session, right?
Yes.
There's nothing to do. That's how team is structured for. That's how team is structured for their own products. So there's nothing we can do on that. There's nothing we can do on that. So if there is no other question, we can call it a day from here, and we see in our we see on Friday